Okay. There we go. Steering is definitely helpful. Oh, no, SRC is where the money is, but Twitch is way more fun. I know. It's a meme on my channel, Holly, because about 2.5 years ago, I demonetized my channel so that y'all didn't have to watch ads. You know, to make that $2 a month revenue off of streaming. So I literally, it's kind of a meme here. You also get photo bonuses. Those used to be huge when magazines were relevant. Yeah, now we just make it AI. Now now we can just make AI of everyone. You don't actually have to be a model anymore. Also, that camera's way overexposed. Now that I've adjusted the exposure of that camera, let's get away from it. What do you say? Photo bonuses. There's if you're looking for monetary gain with photos, unfortunately, I feel like there's really only one mode to do that these days, which I do not condone. You mean more to me than that. If that felt like it was targeted at you, it was. Yeah, 27. I believe that is an accurate assumption. Writers used to get bonuses in their contracts for photos and mags. You're probably dating yourself here. Well, you gotta date someone, man. You gotta date someone. Holly, that's just not true. I never want to hear that in chat again. Incentivized going front. Yeah. The hero move for fame. That's really where it's at, guys. It's not about like sitting in and winning. It's about having the most media exposure time. We understand. If you don't understand how the world works at this point, I'm sorry. I can't teach you anything. Oh, fuck. Also, what the hell is that emote? Oh, swerve. Couldn't see the all I could see was the hand on that emote because of dark mode, and it looked very awkward. What ride am I doing? Good question. Now that I have everything sorted, let's get into that because I wanna do this in kind of like one fell swoop. Yet I know we'll probably be explaining it 68 to 72 times, so it's all good. So here we go. Let's give the general description of what we're doing, guys. Today we are doing a Zwift ride on the same course twice, where the first time we are just letting Zwift auto steer for us the whole time, while on the second attempt we are going to actively take all of the shortest lines possible. We want to see that after basically an average ride, I think this one's like 27, 28K, what kind of general discrepancy you can have between steering versus non-steering. Now, this is just ride number one. I want to do this on a bunch of routes to see how it compounds basically on the type of route you're doing. But that is the plan for today. We're gonna try to control everything as much as possible, and I think the best way to do that is just have a time trial draft. We know that Zwift draft is a huge neutralizer for a lot of effects in Zwift. It helps neutralize steering, it helps neutralize bike choice, it helps neutralize hills. Basically, Zwift draft is insane. I like Zwift draft, but it is insane. So we're gonna eliminate the draft, and basically the only factor, hopefully, is the steering. Power doesn't really matter because you're just looking at distance. I was originally planning to do it in an erg mode. I do not think that that will affect the results at all because it's more about the racing line than the pace you're doing it at, I guess. It shouldn't matter, right? So that is the science. This is test number one of hopefully many in the future, but we'll see. Do a route that has corners. Yeah, Holly. We are doing a route called Canopies and Coastlines. I feel like it's a decent mix of curvy roads with also some roads that maybe aren't as curvy. This route, it starts going through Titan's Grove, goes the reverse direction, and then you peel off and go to the new coast route, the southern coast, which I feel is a little less windy. So we kind of have a little bit of a split between windy at the beginning and a little less windy, but still has some turns and things in it in the later half. I think it's a decent course. I'm gonna look for some more, but this was one of the good ones I found right away. Longest line. Yeah, we needed to do longest line too. Mark, what's up? Hey, Hypers, good to see you. Bro, Science. Hey, Danish. So that is our test today. I was inspired. I'd like to shout out Marblehead. Marblehead has been doing a lot of testing with regards to Zwift draft and comparing it to bike choice. And it's kind of cool to see people doing like these little experiments. And so I was like, hey, what can I think of? Well, I got steering, and there's a bit of an opinion about steering and how good it is. Anyway, hopefully that clears it up. Barnes, oh my God. Hey, Barnes, good to see you, dude. It's been a little while. Hopefully you're having a good winter period. I think I've seen you since the holidays, man. Maybe even before. Bike choice is a... oh, man. I do have some opinions about that, but I do think that it's necessary to do these tests, you know, because Zwift isn't really forthcoming with a lot of their information. And as we know now, they actually intentionally hide it so that they can, you know, do tests of their own. Yeah, so Brian would fit it. I was hoping you would summon him, Holly. I was actually hoping you would summon him with that. He must be busy today. I swear to God, Marblehead works. I don't know how he gets time for the bike.
Oh, it's amazing.
He's constantly talking about like 12-hour double shifts and stuff like that.
Amazing. Isn't that an amazing update? Isn't that amazing? Amazing.
That's the best one.
Amazing.
It's gonna be.
Amazing.
It's gonna be.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
BK, can you please be quiet? Because yes, it is going to be amazing. But also, I know this matters too, so we're gonna have to clarify this as one of the variables. We all know that kit choice matters. It makes everything better, so... Unfortunately, because I have the best kit in the game, I feel it's a bit stacked in my favor, but you know, what can we do? Bath salt? Hi, bath salt. Bath salt Zwifter. Allegedly, because we can't condone names like bath salts. It's not appropriate. Just kidding, bath salts. I'm gonna meme on that forever, man. That's just so funny. Oh, hello, bath salts. An 8-ball? No. Bath salts? None of that on this stream, sir. Did we not talk about this? Like, I am not looking to get banned again. He hasn't said that about Zwift lately. Listen, don't yell at me, but we bought a Nordic track. That's okay, we still love you. Oh, that's okay, we still love you. Anyway, dude, anything that gets you freaking on riding again. Anything that gets people on the bike. Hard to hate on too much, but we will hate on you because it's funny. Jen said that about okay. Do you have a dirt kit? I think I do, Payne. I think I have one of their older. I don't know if I've gotten any of their unlocks in a while, if they've changed it up. No socks. Yeah. We're Arrow AF, guys. It's gonna actually skew the results a little bit. TikTok is a great place. No. TikTok sucks. I know. Hot take here, guys. Everybody clip it. TikTok sucks. Less washing if no socks. Yeah, when I do sockless days, I usually do not shower as well. It's kind of convenient. Meeting lurk. All right, Brack, good to see you. All right, so we have the TT bike set. This first one, guys, should I turn off steering completely? Do we need to do this once with steering just active and not touch it, and then once without it? What do you guys think? Should we turn off steering completely? Like, just, yeah. Yes? We got one for yes. Hey, Beer. We got two. Bastards, you can't vote twice with different platforms. That doesn't count. 3 reps for Beer. I hate you for saying that, but probably right. Get turned off. Guys, this is... We're supposed to be coming together as a community here to achieve something greater than the singular of ourselves. No steering but no use, and steering but use. That is I think we should do that, Beer. I think I'm gonna start. I don't know if I'm gonna do all 3 today, guys. I don't think I have the time, but I do have time to do 2. Turn them off to make sure it's no interference. I think so too. I'm leaning towards that, and it seems like you guys are. Power off. Power off. Anyway, thank you, Basalts, for hanging out in the YouTube. Appreciate that. No tilting either like my whoosh. That's cheating. The hip sway is worth some watts. Should I disengage the hip sway as well? All right. Anyway, let me just double check audio. Okay, audio's good. Alone but with people, I'm right there with you, Basalts. I think that's why Twitch is a great place where you can like feel like you're being social while also being introverted. Listening to government people try not to get cut. Oh god. Kitten, hi Kitten. Kitten, are you streaming right now? Am I not lurking on you right now? Yes, confirmed. Hi. How you doing, man? All right, what do you say we get going? Let me show you the route I have chosen for today, y'all. You don't want to see my face for this. I missed it. Canopies and coastlines. So as you can see, maybe, not really, but the route shows it going through Titans and then down the new Southern Coast expansion. Kidding, we need to do some... We stream a lot at the same time, man. We need to do some group streams sometime. Is it Doge during content? Oh, man. I'll tell you what. I feel like the popcorn companies out there are going to be making hand over fist for the foreseeable future. As long as Twitch is online, you don't need it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're tired, 23% recovery or some shit, calling it a day. Oh, man, kidding. Oh, dude. I've been having some recovery issues, at least according to Garmin, recently. Isn't it weird how sometimes, like, Garmin is literally completely opposite of what you think? Hey, Bullet. What's up, baby? You did a race on Bikera last night. Ouch. Racing toxic. Unless it's a TTT. Bullet, you're right here in time just for the science to start. I feel like we've stalled enough. We were not able to summon Peter yet. So maybe not. But yeah. TTT is the only race. You're right, man, dude. It's so good. It is so good.
That man is a muscle
RWX
with a heart attached
fun?
to it, basically. Holy cow.
Rob? Is that you? Thank you for the follow. Rob, is that you? Just a guess. Or do we have more RWXs out there? You cannot hide from me. You cannot hide. Science has failed our world. Oh, God. All right, guys. So here we go. Round 1 of Pookie Tries Doing Something. But yeah, we're gonna science some stuff. We'll start right away without steering, guys. Steering right now is off completely. I can't even give ride-ons through my Zwift plays. Yes, it's you again. Mods wanted you to change. Nice, man. What's the reasoning behind the new account? Content branding? Have one or another person stream to this. Ooh, let's go. That's cool. Is this the one I should pay attention to for potential bike content and adventure content? Your mod, don't want to change. Stay, friend. Pay to win, Chad. We're gonna see, Bullet. We're gonna see. We're gonna do this route twice. It goes through pretty windy. We're trying to skew the results as much as possible. Like, I would assume if there's a variation between steering and no steering, doing something like Tempest might not be the best data point. So Danish, I was looking at that. I don't think it matters, man, because this is purely to test distance. How long it takes you to do it, I don't feel like would have an impact on that number. If you guys disagree with me, I'd like to hear some reasoning, because I want to do it right, you know? Those up Swift plays, they better.
If you want to know the secret of being,
for the money, they
you will
better
come
be.
with us.
Oh my gosh, hi kitten. Thank you for the raid. Oh, okay. No, secretly, I tried to play it off, Rob, but I've seen your account, the RWX Rob fun. So, with the powers of deduction. Yes, it is. That's all you can say. Hey, what's up, Theorycraft? Thank you for your opinion. We're gonna add some data points. My hypothesis is yes, it is significant. But as is science, disproving a hypothesis is just as important as proving one. And I'm usually wrong, so it would not be out of character if I was again. Distance is the only test, not time. Not time, exactly. You did yesterday, showed you that steering is 100% necessary. You know, especially at the moment, right? I think that that's a good argument, because at the moment, that's what we're kind of seeing, is that draft is just too random when it comes to like pushing you out of it at the moment. What's up, Rick? There was a raid, yeah, but over on the superior streaming platform. Just kidding, we love you, YouTube. Doing it solo or in a group? This is purely solo, Scuda. We are doing it with no draft. As we can see, there's going to be variance. We're going to have to get a lot of data points on this, because your avatar does steer around people a little more now. So I think user density could have a very small impact by pushing you in one direction or another. But it's more about, if you leave it up to randomness, what's the variance compared to determined movement? Always back and forth. Yeah, Rob. I think in the end, we're going to discover that it'll matter in certain situations, and in other situations, Zwift may neutralize it just because of the power of the draft. Because I think I can confidently say I've seen people both gain positions by steering, but also I've seen people lose positions by steering. So it's going to be a lot deeper than just this, because as we know, the pack dynamics is the determining factor, the biggest determining factor of your speed and the rate you finish a course, which in the end is a very important thing, right? Had some more. Oh no, kitten. All good, man. I figure if you haven't accidentally raided the wrong channel at least once, you're not doing it right. Anyone who has been in a breakaway with a rider with steering is fully aware that's a massive advantage. Exactly, Theorycraft. Exactly. There are a lot of variable factors in this. So we're trying our best just to look purely at distance. Staying in the draft or taking inside corner. Yeah, exactly, Scuda. Like I've seen people have completely different results from that. Like one time I was watching some people go downhill, and it was.
There's only one I want. I love you, Pookie.
Thanks, Ollie. You too. And they were going downhill, so they had a lot of draft due to just speed of downhill. And I saw a rider try to cut inside of the group. Now at first they went around like 4 or 5 people. The moment it straightened back out and draft was fully reestablished, he was all the way at the back immediately. So I've seen it, and then I've seen generally lost straight up get a position purely because of steering. So it's an interesting thing. Do you see the Zwift play is on sale? Ooh, conspiracy? Conspiracy? Don't worry, my lawyers informed me that I have to inform you all if I am doing this as sponsored content. Why not just do it a meetup so there's no riders? That's actually smart, Texas. We'll have to do it again without other people, but that'll actually be interesting to actually compare that to see how much does moving around riders affect how far a route is. That's actually kind of an interesting prospect. A Zwift-like competitor. Well, if they did, Elon would be the #1 of on that platform in the world. We can confirm that at the very least. Oh no, Holly, did you get into some rough stuff today? I swear to God, anytime I see you on the bike streaming, you're doing something insane. Thank you, Jehu. World domination, the sofa queen. Unfortunately doesn't fit the joke as well as sofa king, but more accurate. Your lawyer is on Zwift. Are they really on sale though? What is the reduction? Who's going to the Zwift meetup and seminar? I am a bit offended that I wasn't invited. So offended. 50, holy shit. $50? Remember when they first launched, they said that they were gonna have it marked at $150. I think we all knew that that wasn't true. That they were gonna stick to their sale price as their main price. Hey Plague, what's up? I don't know if you noticed Bullet fall, but you haven't streamed today. Yeah, what's up with Bullet? It was a little weird signing onto the Zwift category, not seeing him today. Outside, ew. Texas, is that the one that's in like Mallorca? Hashtag please fly me out though. Did you get some content created? You're on to me. Sneaky underlying. Guys, and if you are interested in the play, please check out my affiliate. No, I'm just kidding. I do not have an affiliate link. Doing good, Plague. How are you doing? Beaver was saying he did a race on Bike Terra yesterday. Did you do that race too? Yeah. Yeah, he's finally allowed out on him by himself. Beautiful day. Bullet is finally grown up. No days off, guys. Even your day off is not a day off because you are resting the shit out of this. Get a link. That'd be funny. Just a link that links you to a Rickroll. Oh man, dang it, I gave that up. Dang it. Shouldn't have said that out loud. There's a classic series going on in Bike Terra, race a week for like 12 to 14 weeks. Oh, sick. How many people were there? No hate, but Bike Terra's. How dare you? Only 4. Oh, okay. Only. It's not bad, actually. Sorry, not sorry. You can take that opinion and continue with it because I think Bike Terra has a long way to go. I love it for what it is and what it means for the world of cycling, but it definitely has a long way to go. 12 to 20 in total. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. The Magic Road is... What I'm hoping for, Bullet, is their big picture is to have it, like, even more reflective of, like, the real world that you've virtually created. And so, like, if you see trees in Bike Terra, you're actually going through an area where that fit file was taken that had trees. You're going by a lake. It's because that fit file went by a lake, which I think is a very, very cool. I think that's a step forward compared to RGT, that's for sure. RGT had pre-skinned maps. You had like an option of like 2 or 3 biomes, and it just skinned it like that. Yeah. And again, free at the moment. You do not have to pay to just ride on it. The ride does feel pretty good. And right now, with the lower volume of people riding it, the way that they engineer their pack dynamics feels good right now. Basically, you have a center line, and if you steer left or right off of it, it tries to get back to that center line as efficiently and quick as possible. And the same as if you go around people. So pace lines are extremely encouraged by the physics. So if that's a big deal. Yeah, Bullet. We were talking about that. I don't know if you remember when Fondo.cc was, thank you for the ride on too. When that was like being chatted about, it was like looking for alpha testers and things. They were trying to take like actual Google GIS data and then ride you through a virtual world, almost like Google Street View, but with Unreal Engine lighting and all the shading effects that you can get. They're making it gamified. Kind of bummed you missed out on the Golden Cheetah Street View support back in the day. It was probably jank as hell, but hell, maybe it was cool. What is that, Peter? I don't know what that is. Looks at the map and adds buildings or trees according. Yeah, I think that is really cool. And that is a proper standout feature in the world of virtual cycling at the moment. OSM Open Street Maps. Not sure the source. Says that the trees are randomly placed. I thought that they said that the objects in the game were rendered off of real world data. Well, I mean, the objects themselves are, you know, just game assets, but aren't they populating actual objects that are like them? Like buildings, trees, water, things like that. I thought that was one of the big deals about it. Let you ride GPX files and snap to Street View. Doesn't work. Wow, I'd never heard of that. That's really cool. But I don't know if it would be similar, but a lot of the Street View stuff is very clunky. And I can't imagine real time with our current setups, like our processing powers. But no way when you get working it will continue to be free. Nah, I mean, they already have that model. They already have a subscription, so we know that they're not trying to keep it free. So I'll tell you, I bet building it off of Chromium saves some money and development time. And the right, oh, okay, got you. Yeah, Danish. Okay, cool. Yeah. So my understanding seems to be right. Yeah, Bullet. You're assuming the houses are put into the map, but when he rode the devs, he said the trees are randomly placed. He was looking to fix that. Okay. So their goal is that, though, so that the in-game assets reflect kind of true to world, true to life. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just think about it, Bullet. Imagine how expensive it was to build Street View. I mean, it took over a decade, like, to really get it anywhere near functional, like where you could actually even go to like remote areas and get some yeah, sorry, a little mini brain fart there. So if he fixed this far, but apparently he is doing a graphics overhaul for the trees. Oh, nice. A fair bit. Yeah, I can understand. It was an expensive undertaking. Do like Minecraft or Microsoft Flight Sim and just stream Bing map data real time. Yeah, geek. In a perfect world, that would be so sick, wouldn't it? Like when Fondo was basically trying to do something similar to that, I was just amazed. I mean, their promotional material, I don't know if it was probably pre-rendered, but it looked insane. Training Peaks Virtual should get this Fondo CC guys to do the overhaul. Yes, for graphics at least, right? They're they work off of different engines though, right? Not that other very successful gaming companies haven't swapped engines and been very successful. I mean, Pal World, a great example. Last minute they switched to Unreal from Unity. Literally had to rebuild everything. This is what Beer Bear and I were talking about, if that they should do what Microsoft Flight Sim do to make it more realistic. Yeah. And I mean, but that's the thing, they're building it off of Chromium. It might be simpler because a lot of the rendering can be done off site, right? Through the cloud. Take a long time and more people and more, yeah. There's just not a market for it. Like the investment would probably never be recouped. Unless it was just a passion project from a branch of Microsoft or something, or a branch of them that would just want to do it for a passion project. Okay, let's take a note right at the Saddle Springs sign. Are we gonna be at 10K? I think it's gonna be just at 10K at the Saddle Springs sign. 10K. There's a little data point for us right there. That was convenient, actually, having the 10K be right at that sign. Trevor Mill, take our tax money from Doge savings, make a fitness platform. And then we will be mandated to spend a specific amount of time a week on it. Oh, that's right, I can't return a ride on. Getting the macro lens for your GoPro. Oh, nice. Of ants when it's spring to see the pigs come out. That'll be interesting. I don't know that many people who use a GoPro for their photo features much. That'll be very interesting to see. Not that you want government to take your money. Imagine if you had to use it to get your SNAP and welfare, Medicaid. I think everybody should exercise. Everyone should exercise. But I'll tell you what, the thought of having mandatory exercise is also scary. Though, we do have some systems like that, Beer. Like, you can reduce health insurance costs, premiums, from some insurance companies, literally by using your Strava data to show that you actively pursue a healthy and fit lifestyle, and therefore should have lower premiums because of it. Pumping iron was mandatory. Qualify for government-funded health. Oh, bad, Peter. Exactly. Unless yeah. It's great if it has to do with cycling. The moment we have to do upper body weightlifting, no. I will lobby against that until my last breath. Yeah, kitten. That's where it's at, the incentive side of it. That's where it's at. I mean, if you think about it, it's almost like, I mean, if we use, you know, obtuse math, almost like they're paying for your fitness by you paying them lots of money. So you're basically getting free money, right? Yeah, as you can see, I think Texas did hit a good point that we'll have to factor in for future. So I kind of like having both. But as you can see, my avatar is actively finding wheels despite where they are on the road, even though I'm on a TT bike. This is going to take a few weeks with multiple tests a day or a week to really get any sort of understanding of what's going on here. But I think this will be a great first set of data points. We then, does anyone in chat know the official distance of canopies and coastlines? I do not remember what I saw when I looked it up. Like the official distance, I guess with or without lead in. Let's collab. Yeah, kitten. That'd be fun, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. 22.6K. Thank you, Frank. $14 miles, thanks. Appreciate it. So like right there, the results were influenced slightly because my avatar was forced more to the inside line through blocking. So this will be interesting. Yes. +1 to that. Didn't. Do the client flip flop. And look here, we're gonna steer again. Do we just? I think we oh, we don't. We don't automatically steer to the left of people. So right there. So, okay, so this might normalize a bit, actually. This might even out. Some people I pass, it gives me a bit of a better line. And some people, it gives me a slightly worse line. So I find that a bit interesting. Off topic, would you work nights for 20 to 30K a year more? I think that's super situational, and I don't think, I think there's arguments on both sides of it, right? Nice bucket. Yeah, dude. Kitten knows what he's doing. Thank you, Lumo. Kitten knows what's up. Okay, Rick. Okay. I'm waiting. With masterfully bated breath. Oh. Yeah, scratch what I just said. Actually, just get rid of it completely. We don't even want to scratch it. Thank you! Thank you, Rick! Woo! Did you click? Oh, good. Good. You know, we thought we looked forward to Becky Sanders' ride on every day. Not nearly what we look forward to when we have Rick's ride on. Nice, but the pay is great. I think the biggest, so I think you bring up a really important point about that, Tracy. You don't need the money. And you feel like the hours would be more enjoyable during a normal time. I think the real deciding factor is whether you need the money or not. Because you can see the pros and cons to it, right? Mine's nothing. I got one for you. Here you go. I clipped it. Clipped. I've had that on my desk waiting for that joke for 6 months. So thank you. Just kidding. Oh man. 50 an hour day or night pay, like 20, 30K more on top of. No, so he's getting $50 an hour for this one position, which would equate to 20 to 30K more a year versus this other position he's been looking at, which has more normal daytime hours, but pays less, and therefore would lead to over the year being 20 to 30K less. That's rough. That's big. I mean, now we're looking at massive. I mean, maybe upwards of 50% more in some cases. There you go, Rick. There you go. So that's what you need to do, Tracy, is just find a job that involves sleep studies and just work 2 jobs. Who saves money? I don't know, Tracy. I just know how rough it can be for you when you work wild hours. I don't know, actually. You know, I say that, but now I think back to when you had to wake up at 3 a.m. and you actually did pretty well with that routine. I think night is also relative. Like, what time do you get off of the shift? And does it completely screw up your ability to have at least a partial day? Versus the hours are convenient enough that I still have half the day. Retirement makes you die. Yep, that's true. Sounds like a boomer thing. Yeah, I know. What is this retirement thing? I haven't heard of that before. Your dad seems to enjoy retirement. Oh, see, I retired now so that I'd spend my later years working. These are the golden times, right? Don't do that. Just kidding. Thank you, Mac. Tracy, just find something really obscure that you can, you know, get an insider opinion on, invest early, and then make millions of dollars without doing anything off of some random investment. I think that's really the way to do it. Like, we should all probably be doing that. Be afraid of being forced out of the job because you're too old. Yeah, man. No, it is a thing. That being said, there are a lot of examples of successful people not coming into their own until those years. I'm banking on that very heavily. Oh, look, we have a friend. Look, we have a friend today. So does your lake house. Dude, I get it. That being said, money is a physical manifestation of energy resource, right? So if you want to build that up, only one way to do it. But it may or may not conversely correlate to your mind growth. It's so tough. I feel like that's a very privileged thing to say. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do in life sometimes. Sometimes the better way to live is to take the L for a little while, progress, grow, so you can take the bigger W. Hi, Randy, to keep your body young. There you go. Randy knows she has that secret. We should all follow her advice. Invent universal basic income, make trillions. There you go. Yeah, just free handouts, please, for everyone. PT knowledge. I'll tell you what, there are very few older people who didn't do, you know, routine general maintenance. Now, again, this is, you know, doesn't include the people like Ronnie Coleman who just, you know, went above and beyond and then in his later years has to deal with the consequences. But most people who invest in their health and fitness early are rarely upset later on. Or less so, I guess. Really, Rick? Sorry to hear that, man. Has that been going on for a while? I mean, there's definitely going to be such a higher likelihood of burnout doing something like that, like guaranteed. I feel that's a pretty safe assumption. Some people just vibe with it. Some people, at least that's what I've heard. I don't vibe with it, so I can't relate. All right, Pancake Shack at 19.5K, guys. 9.5K from the Dune sign to here. Missing with your cycling. Yeah, man. Dude, I think people, like we had Buck come in yesterday talking about his hip flexor having issues. I just think the most valuable thing you can do is add in something that's not cycling to your fitness. It just seems that yes, you will get stronger at cycling, just cycling, but it can cause some other issues. Some other proper issues with the imbalances that it creates. Fight back for a while, but it's all come crashing down last Wednesday. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's a pretty common method of doing it, right? You find the muscles that are opposing the muscles in question, or the areas in question. I've heard that has great results. Pookie butt rowing, yeah. Rowing is just one of the most well-rounded exercises. It's the barrier to entry. The fitness entry point for rowing is rough, because you get on it and you're like 15 minutes in and you're just like, what the heck did I just do? It can be very, I don't know, discouraging, but the fitness does build quick, especially if you have a generally good aerobic base, because then your muscles just have to catch up. Or do it as needed. Happened at work. So you have workers, good. Okay, that's great. That's awesome to hear. I'm sure this is the most controversial advice you've ever heard, but do what they tell you to do. I know, hot take. We're full of hot takes today, guys. I think it's this study we are doing. It's bringing in all the hot takes. I deal with left side lower back pain pretty regularly, and doing some minor rehabilitation to kind of help with it, basically strengthening my hip girdle, and I don't do it much, which shows me how profound it can be, because I do it very little and it always has an impact. A positive one that I've found so far. Just so good. Was helping you understand what the goal of PT is working towards. Believe it or not, your health is their optimal goal. And to make some money, I'm sure. But yeah, dude, like, go through with it, follow it. I was hyper vigilant after my hip recovery and during my hip recovery. Hyper vigilant, and what it made me realize is the difference of following the proper rehab program versus not. And I have a real life example in my life that really shows that. Because when I got my knee reconstructed back in 2020, I didn't have PT for the first month. It was like 3 weeks afterwards because of availability. And it was profoundly significant on, like, what I had to do afterwards to compensate for that. Basically, the first 2 to 3 months after my surgery, I was not doing well. And then I found Zwift. That's what got me into Zwift. Followed a proper rehab program. Kind of realized, oh my God, this does make a difference. Thank you, Rhodes. And then on my hips, man, I was so determined not to have that happen again, and the results were staggering in comparison. My hip recovery was such a positive thing because I could see the results were very tangible, and it really encouraged you to continue. And a lot of the exercises you might seem like, oh my gosh, really? This? Yes, that. Yes, that, do it. I had all sorts of weird motions that I had to do rehabbing my hip, but I did them. I trusted the process, and I'm so glad I did. Feel better about it now. And like, I think it's good. It's a conducive thing, rehab, to people like us who are trend towards athletics naturally. I think, in that we are determined to, you know, put in the work. We're used to feeling discomfort. I think that adds a lot of advantage. But yeah, if they tell you to do the exercises at home, if they tell you to do them 2 times a day, 3 times a day, you do them 2-3 times a day. You do what they say. It's insane the results you can get out of it. At least from my experience. I hope that you have the same experience. Most discomfort in life comes from what is affectionately called in Ayurveda mistaken intellect. We think one thing, but the reality is different. We think, oh, and that leads to, oh, my back hurts, I treat it with meds. I don't look at, oh, maybe I should do some ab work, some hip work to counter that, you know? Oftentimes our mind, like, we think we know what's going on. We don't. Our bodies are not the most tuned machines like we'd like to think. We get a lot of things wrong. Like, I brought this up the other day, hydration. Our bodies are so bad at telling us when we're thirsty. It's just wild. Like, we have a lot of advanced things going on in our body, but some things we still haven't figured out. After a shoulder reconstruction, you did not properly rehab it. When you finally did it, was beyond painful. Always do the rehab as soon as you can, never ignore it. But you broke through. I remember you talking about how you broke through it. Like the discomfort and the extreme, the increased pain. And it resulted in overall a positive clavicle resection. Cut a quarter at the end of the collarbone. Remove that ligament, then use a temporary mesh to hold it in place. Song, F you. I won't do what you tell me. I won't do what you tell me.
Ugh. Brother, ugh.
Hi, Bran. Hi, Buck.
What's that? What's that, brother?
What is that? Raw. What is that even? Buck, how you feeling today? How's the hip? How's the leg doing, dude? Disappointed because you were just starting to see results with building your cycling back up. Yeah, Rick, I understand. You were getting into that A+ territory. I totally understand.
It's amazing.
But here's the thing. I know you want to get back there.
Amazing.
So do what you got to do.
Amazing.
To do what you got to do.
Amazing. Isn't that an
BK.
amazing update? Isn't that amazing? Amazing.
BK.
Amazing. 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 Amazing.
We are having a serious discussion here.
Amazing. 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 Wouldn't that be amazing?
Thank you, BK. It would be. Train yourself to drink enough water. It's wild. Yeah. Our bodies are weird machines. I think that's why it's a lifelong pursuit of understanding yourself. Feeling better today, about to hop on for a bit. You think too? Nice. Good to hear, man. Have you made any decisions on how you're going to try and deal with it? Or just do what we all do and pretend that it's not there and hope it just goes away? I mean, sometimes problems do just go away. Maybe I made... That's for a reason, Bren. That's for a reason. That's part of the meme. Yeah, exactly. A meme, none of us get out alive. Exactly. We are of the awkward persuasion. We like things to be just slightly awkward. Life is a meme. Bro, seriously. Trying out a more upright position. Rick, you've done bike fitting. You've had bike fitting before, haven't you? So saddle height should be pretty spot on. Oh God, what do we got? Oh, Beer Bear, do I have a virus now? We have a virus. Thanks, Beer Bear. Probably, but no. It's broken. It's broken. I know, Bren. I know. We've only had one over the last 5 years. We've only had one link that was absolute shit. But other than that, we have yet to have anything that wasn't at least moderately funny. Rookie numbers. Beer, remember that the one guy who came in, immediately dropped a link, first chatter. You were on that guy. All right, guys, here we go. Coming up to the finish. Bren? Luckily, I grew up with the internet. So, I'm a little more seasoned to it, luckily. Here's a Mac, exactly. All right, last half a K, guys. It is very old. A valuable entry into the internet archive, that one.
If you want to know the
Telma!
secret of being,
The Telma
you
stream.
will come with us.
And I didn't get to watch it? Hi, Telma. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your ride? You're here just in time. You're here just in time. Here we go, guys. Right at the banner. Let me know what we see. Let's see if this is a thing. Let's see if it's a thing. 27, just over 27.6. Just over. Oh, Bryn, you blinked. That was your problem. 27.6. Last place. Tell me, no way. I can't imagine you ever getting last place. 27.6. That's with lead in. What do you say we do it again? What do you say we do it again? There is, Bren. We are doing Zwift Science today. We just did that ride using just Zwift Auto Steer. We're about to do it again, but this time we are going to actively take every line possible. Like, hopefully, because, you know, you guys are so freaking distracting, but hopefully I can take every inside line. No, Buck. No, we are only... Are we at the end or are we at the start? Luckily, we're at the start. No, we're doing it again. We want to see the variance between this route where we do steering, and then we did it just now with steering completely disabled. So now I'm going to reconnect steering. We're going to go back and we're going to do it again. Screw it. We're doing it live. Okay. Oh, you want to join? Hell yeah, Buck. Canopies and coastlines. Beer Bear. That is for our paid content channel where that is not against the terms of service. Just kidding. Just kidding. How can I redeem a hydrate then? Yeah, I know, Toma. So far, that's the biggest joke of the PP. Is that it actually doesn't do anything. Which is actually more true to life, right? There's actually no point of it. But it's there, and it's in our presence, and we just gotta deal with it. I refer to it as my little friend. And we gotta make the money somewhere, man. Wheeltop NTB system should be here today or tomorrow. You can't wait to see if the rear derailleur connects with that. I'm excited for that, guys. Yeah, we have a fun test that's gonna be hopefully a video coming up very soon. And as is the theme of my content to get clicks, Wheeltop seems to be where it's at. So we've basically branded as a Wheeltop critique channel at this point. I mean, Zwift is pay to win. We know that. Yep. But now we're gonna factor it into we're gonna try and get a percentage of how pay to win it actually is. That's the thing. Okay. Obligatory photo. Obligatory photo. You know what? In honor of today's test, Zwift Labs. In honor of today's test, Zwift Labs Club. Gain 2 minutes. So that's another thing we're gonna have to do, Telma. It's purely distance. We're purely going off of distance. Because I didn't want to ride an erg, in all honesty. It's probably bad that we didn't, but I figured if we just are looking at distance, we're trying to control just for distance today. We also had Texas come in with a good recommendation to do it in a world where there's no other avatars that mine has to weave around. Buck. No, bike choice shouldn't matter. Bike choice shouldn't matter. It's purely distance. Unless one bike steers left and right faster than another. Came super close to ordering Wheeltop recently, but then apathy. Yeah. So Bren, so far it's like every time I learn more about Wheeltop, I get more excited and more like invested in them being like truly advancing the future of cycling, you know, at least prices and components. One of the big things that made me be like, oh my god, this is like so good, is when we tried, and we didn't know this would work, but we were able to successfully pair the carbon road hoods to the gravel rear derailleur. So up to this point, it seems that all of their components are mix and matchable, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to get this mountain bike one, to see if we could actually build a mullet like a SRAM system. So it doesn't try to... Yes, so that's the only thing. Sorry, yes, Lumo has it. We're just using a TT bike. But, dude, Lumo, I don't even know if that's a thing, man, because my TT rider was still finding draft, even though he wasn't benefiting from it. So that was another weird thing. So that's why I want to do this test again, where there's no other avatars on the road. We're in a private server, and there's no random chance added in from variance and draft seeking. Yeah, create a meetup. But my assumption is, and we're gonna test this, my assumption is that my avatar sometimes will take the longer line when going around people. And I know it's very, very variant, but it appeared that maybe it would sort of equal itself out in the end, because sometimes it would take a better line, sometimes it would take a worse line. But yes, we're gonna do it again, probably again next week with a private server. They had a TT solution, you'd be very interested, but trainer. So yeah, that's the thing. The mountain bike has basically a blip that you could put right on the end of your aero bar. So it could technically work if that blip would pair up to one of their road systems. So again, we're gonna test that. And if that's the thing, yes, it actually could be run as a TT setup. Just not as clean as the blips, but from like tram. But third data point, line choice with steering on, but no active steering. Yep, Bren, that's another really good data point. This one, steering was shut off. Beer Bear actually was thinking that would be a good test too, and I agree. Hold on, before we get going, sorry, Buck, one more second. I just want to make sure I'm caught up on everything. Synchro shift just seems meant to me. Yeah, but Bren, we got it tuned really well. We finally figured out how to tune it, and it's not difficult. It's just the directions can be a bit obscure and vague. Not really. It's just some lost in translation stuff, but once you get the how to do it, there's a bike we have with it on right now. It shifts just as well as my SRAMs. And at first I was like, it's just a little more clunky, but I've now gone out on multiple rides with it. No misshifts. Like in the last 3 rides, like maybe 1. Hey, Cyber Daniel. But could you do outside line Pookie's shortest? Oh, dude. Buck, would you be willing to try that? Do you have the plays? Flips would only give you up and down, so without synchro. Oh, yeah. Again, you're right. You're right, Bren. The front mech, dude. Get rid of... or the front shifter. Get rid of that stuff. I think that's one of the nice things about what I see in the future. Things like Classified are trying to get rid of. You can hit outside? Heck yeah, dude. All right, guys, this is test number 2 to test out how much of an effect steering has. And this time we are going to be actively taking all of the inside lines, whereas last time we just rode normally without any connection to our Zwift plays. We're on the same bike. Nothing has changed. Except our excitement. Except our attitude. That's changed. Just kidding, it's always in the dump. That's asking, you can hit outside. I'm on KDEX. Again, bike foot choice shouldn't matter for this disc wheel, it looks like, yeah. Because speed that we're doing the route doesn't matter. It is purely to do with the line choice. And if you saw, the route was 27.5, and we were just over 27.6 on the last one. Oh, a PAA rider. Nice. PAA is, my buddy used to be part of that group down south. Pasadena. All right, Buck. You know. All right, here we go. Science geek. Science. Call me Mark Watney. We're sciencing the shit out of this. Hopefully some of you got a little giggle off of my my live message today. Tired of your ride, but you need to have the results before you go to sleep. All right, Telma. Full speed ahead. Yeah. Thank you, Ride Up. Use tape, I know. This is gonna be, I'm gonna have to be very active, guys, so I'll do my best to try and, I'll probably be able to pay a little better attention once we get to the South Coast. We have a couple markers, so we'll know, we'll have some splits. We'll have some distance splits. We have one marker at 10K, and the other one was 19.5. Hey, Kododon, good to see you. Doing great, man. Welcome into Pookie Science's Zwift. Hopefully a reoccurring future program. Yeah, turn to both sides. Oh, that wasn't the best, but we're doing what we can. Science. Yeah, bro science. Bro science, but science nonetheless. But yeah, guys, we basically got into the desert right at 10 kilometer. Anything under that, pay to win. Anything under that, pay to win. We're doing what we do every day, Pookie. Try to take over the world. That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, Peter. Yes. Again, we are just confirming what we already know. Remember when we did the Telmadrone? That was wild. Now I know that was about as extreme of a condition as you can get, but man, that was pretty wild, wasn't it? Dude, people are gonna be like, what the hell is going on? People are gonna be looking at me and Buck like, what the hell? Lactose should arrive on. Oh man, dude, you've been sitting on that bike way too long. I bet you're so stoked. Tracking rides on your trainer, just your Garmin, without Zwift. You're going 10 kilometers an hour slower. Oh, on Garmin. Yep. Yep. Gotta love Zwift. Zwift makes everybody a hero. Ooh, some of these hills are painful when you're not carrying momentum. That was brutal right there. Yeah, hell yeah, Peter. You're highlighting, though you are really highlighting the biggest problem with this whole having to deal with getting products out of a different country like that, like China. It can really lead to a lot of waiting. And these days, guys, it's longer than 2 days. It's unacceptable. The sketchy part is, I hope it works, man. There can be some really, like, good cheap tools though that you can get, like, bearing pullers. You buy the Park Tool one, and you're gonna spend hundreds of dollars, or you buy one for just a motorcycle. It works perfectly well for bike wheels or bike stuff for like 40 bucks. Yeah, we had that same issue, Peter. But just give it a little more love. Oh no, wait, that was with my brother's Thai bike. Never mind. We did not have that issue with that bike. Sorry, wrong bike. See if the fork tube's undersized. Another of the enjoyable things about some of the manufacturing out there. Again, it's not all bad. Like, wheel top stuff is so impressive. But then, like, for example, my brother's titanium arrow fork he got. God, does it look so good. But without your ability to fix some problems that will literally make the fork not work otherwise, if you're not mechanically inclined or have tools to repair or shim or shave down, stretch, straighten, you'll have some interesting times, or you can. Yeah, Peter.
You know, interesting thing, Peter, and take this with a grain of salt because we still do not have the X43 reassembled. I personally enjoyed my one ride I had on the X43 more. It felt better than the X40. That being said, that could be pure placebo. Because you see the X40 and you're like, damn, that's a fast bike. But you might not feel the speed that you see, you know what I mean? And it could purely be mental. Probably is. Because what it totally is. Because when I look at the numbers, the speed versus power is pretty comparable. I think it's just perceived. The normal stem, yeah. And in all reality, I don't know if you think this too, Peter, but those aluminum handlebars have a lot of flex. I don't know, Peter. The TA design flaw. The through axle on the back, you mean? Yeah, that's the one thing. Now, the X43 has a very questionable through axle design on the back. There are some spots that are properly narrow. A big win on the X40. It is so beefy. Dude, there is not a spot on that bike that you're worried about as much compared to like the X43. Right by the, yeah, it is. It's that taper, dude. The taper takes out so much meat that would be what I would think valuable for structure. We contacted the company about that, and they actually gave us a decent response, which is probably just a corporate response. But their initial was like, "There's nothing wrong with that." And we're like, "Well, it looks like there's something wrong, and that's very important too." And then they came back and were like, "You know, we appreciate your opinion, because whether or not it is structurally sound, we want people to we want people to feel assured that our products are good. And so we are very much taking this criticism into our future builds." Now, they could just be saying that, but my hope is that they'll get that sorted. Because not only that, it created some interesting issues of like the axle lining up properly because of that cupped design. It just didn't seat perfectly. Like if you didn't have tension on the through axle, like you could literally move around the little cup washer. They say it's not an issue, but man, it looks so thin there. It looks so thin. Did Buc-ee's drop us? Buck is too strong now, man. Oh, he's right behind us. He's right behind us. I still agree with the statement I just said. Uh-oh, guys. 4K should put us right at the sign. Let's see. Damn, right now I really wish I had Brian set up with the Zwift plays on the brake levers. Oh, I'm at that perfect flywheel speed where watts feel easy. I'm not taking that. I'm gonna stay right here. Couldn't really get that one very well either. On your left. Oh, you should have seen Aggie when me and Buck were right next to each other because he's doing the outside line right now. Dude, it was hilarious just watching a zigzag back and forth. It was actually kind of beautiful. Like migrating birds. Or a bag floating aimlessly in the wind. Hey Spoon, how you doing, man? Welcome in. You are at the second half of our attempt on Zwift science. Beautiful. Hell yeah, you are. But that's just a natural state of being, man. We are seeing how pay to win Zwift plays are. Not whether they're pay to win, just how much. I am, Jet. Good to see you. The first ride was within 0.1K of the stated distance on the route selector. Yeah, and for, if you don't mind, use my affiliate link found down below to get even more. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have an affiliate link. Yeah, this is purely a self-serving sponsored thing, right? Who do you need to give money to? I mean, preferably me, but I don't know if it would actually help anything other than make me happy. It wouldn't actually result in anything other than my happiness. But what better reason is there? Hey, what's up, Derp? Yeah, Jet, that was on purpose. I wanted a route that went through Titans. This goes through Titans and then down the new South Coast expansion, which has a little less twisties, but still has a bit of texture. Impersonating a Zwift employee. Canceled. Guys, the lengths I will go to get a verified badge are becoming very, very ridiculous. My pursuit of acceptance from society is just ridiculous. And off the top of your head. Frick society. But we still have to function in it. Yes, oh, that's what it is. Guys, let's do this. With our powers combined, we can earn me a badge. Oh my god! Identity theft isn't funny! Jet. Identity theft is a crime. All right, guys, here we go. Bro. 10K at the dune sign, guys. 10K at the dune sign. There's the dune sign. Or Saddle Springs, not dunes. Why I kept seeing that. Look at that, guys. 3.5, 0.35, 0.3K. 0.3K. .3K, you saw it. All right, next is at the Pancake House. Next is Pancake House. I mean, This really shows like there are some instances where steering will be extremely powerful. Too tall next. Easily. Yeah. Yeah. Purely through steering. We'll have to do time. We'll have to normalize for time on this next one. Sorry, that was a little bad. We'll have to set a pre-prescribed wattage. Yeah, Spoon can confirm that I am not a weight doper. At this point, I have enough people who've seen me in real life to confirm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Aggie. So this was purely to control for distance. Probably could have knocked out many more birds, but that's animal abuse. So one at a time. Yeah, it's called erg mode hyper. You can build it into a workout, or you can use like your trainer's app to set wattages. There's a few different ways you can do it. Most people will just like set a workout on Zwift that they've preset the watts to. Yeah, erg mode. Yep, exactly, Geek. I'm already thinking it is. I mean, now I really do want to know. What was that 0.3 kilometer in time savings? Yeah. Yeah, you have to pedal. Yeah, it adjusts by changing resistance relative to your cadence. So like, say you're doing 100 watts. If you slow down your pedal, your cadence, you'll feel the resistance bite down a little more because it needs to be, the RPM needs to be compensated for with higher torque. And if you spin faster, the resistance reduces and back and forth so that it keeps that power steady. There are methods to have your avatar cycle themselves around a map. I do not condone or highlight those methods, though. There are ways that you can have your avatar just go at a pace without you even being on the bike. Thank you, Narax. But that is only effectively used by people doing tests like Eric Schlange with Zwift Insider. That's what he'll do. He'll just set his bots to ride courses so he can give us numbers on how good a bike is. He doesn't actually ride them all himself. Some bots to test, yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, Jet. Jet was one step ahead of me. Yeah, exactly what Jet said. Exactly what he said. Yes. So that is a thing, Hypers. Sorry, yes. But I don't highlight how to do that because it can be used for not so good purposes. For people like GP Llama, it's great. And that Zwift knows what he's using it for, though. Basically, he's been given special permission, though. Let's be real, most people wouldn't notice even if you weren't. Yeah. With every frame. I know. At this point, I think There are only a few people on Zwift who would have been able to do that with the amount of times they've climbed Alp. Good endurance training, yes. And it's just content. Like, it gives you guys something to check out. It's not just me blabbing. You know, adds, I think, quality to the stream too, I hope. You know, doing things like this. Normally I can get away with just zone 2 and running my mouth, but this has got to be better, right? Thank you, Iron Bus Driver. I think that's a YouTuber. I still haven't gotten to know all of them yet. I'm trying. Dude, yeah. GP Llama's stuff is so good. I think at this point he's been vetted as being a very solid voice in this world. I think a lot of you can take his conclusions very highly. He is, dude. He is. He came by the stream just to hang out for a little bit. What, yesterday or 2 days ago? 2 days ago. He's a genuine dude, it seems like. Again, I've only met him online, but he seems so genuine. Oh, body block. Auditors like him are so valuable for consumers. We have many instances of GP Llama saying when he didn't like something. So, again, he seems very well vetted at this point. He'll like hang out, and he like hangs out like in Fez's streams sometimes. Some of the more like Australia time friendly streams. He'll hang out a lot. I don't know if you guys saw, but when Fez Wheel was one of the first in the world to complete the Rafa Festive 500, I think he was top 20. GP Llama just gave him a shout out just cause. So the next 3 to 4K. Oh shit, sorry, picked the bad line there a bit. In the next 3 to 4K, we should see the pancake shop coming up. That was at 19.5 kilometers on the last one. So 4K from here. In a perfect world where I'm not manipulating the physics. Without such constant power. It's because I'm also an exploiter. Jet, I don't ride high trainer difficulty. I ride like 25% trainer difficulty. So I barely feel these rises and falls. It's more of just like a suggestion that the incline's changing on my feet. I wouldn't be able to do this if I wasn't. Yeah, I'm a cheater. I can't be a real beast and ride at 100%. I'm too weak. I joke, but at the same time, when I used to ride 100%, I was much more inclined to injury. And I think that's partially my own fault because I'm bad at shifting. I'm bad at shifting early. I'm bad at maintaining torque loads. So I'll just muscle up certain climbs instead of shifting into the proper gear. Yeah, I am. I am very low cadence. You know, it's kind of interesting. What I've been kind of learning about my riding style is I have a torque range that I like. Which means, like, so if I'm putting out higher power, I always seem to spin faster and maintain about equal torque load to when I'm riding slow, which I find really interesting. I learned that by riding on Indie Velo, because Indie Velo will give you your torque. Your torque will give you your torque. Your torque. There we go. And so I just noticed, like, wow, no matter what power I'm putting out, I seem to sit between 20 and 30 Newton meter. No matter what. No matter what power I'm putting out. Puberty confirmed. All right, 2K. 2K, and I believe the shack's coming up pretty soon. I usually average closer to 75 outside. Dude. Puberty was such a shit show in my life. That was when everything started going to hell with my genetics. Puberty was rough, dude. That's when I started getting TMJ. That's when my back really started giving me grief. That's when my knees started going out finally. That was a rough time. 13 to 17 was rough, bro. I am happy to be past that. My training plan 1600 plus cadence. Yeah, that's the way. If you're not doing 100, you actually have gains you've lost. Thank you, Adam. Sorry, I don't mean to help. Sorry. Yeah, it's such a personal thing. I mean, you see Caleb, guys. He'll ride at 60 to 70 RPM too. I don't know how he does that. And same with Ewan. But they're doing like 300 to 400 watts. Dude, the torque load on their legs would rip mine apart at that power to cadence. No, but they're directly relative to each other. Or yes, but they're directly relative to each other. Tell them. Here we go, guys. We are a full half a K ahead now. We've got another 0.2. We are a full half a kilometer ahead at this point, guys. Which means we might get another 0.2 by the end. Because we basically have another 9K to go. 8.5 or something, right? What's the update, Buck? Did you just go by the pancake house? Your gains. Oh, dude, I really... Yeah, give it when you get to the pancake shack. Yeah. And last ride, I was at 19.5 when I didn't choose the line. So are we going to see 20? Will we see 20? Waffle House. Oh man, guilty pleasure. Am I right, Beer Beer? Waffle House, the guilty pleasure of life. Nothing. Especially after 1 a.m. Especially. Because not only do you get dinner, you get a show. 3 a.m. Aggie knows. Aggie knows. Thank you, Amy. And Walmart after midnight. I'll tell you what, guys. If you enjoy, what's the socially acceptable term? People watching. It's good. Oh, not right now. Ah, so good. The beautiful people. We're all beautiful in our own way. He says, "That's what Mama told me." Soda stream. Yep. As Randy affectionately says, we're bougie like that. Dude. AI images, guys, are things of horror when you really start looking at them. They really are. 1K, yeah, so it was 1K, yep. So there's a half a kilometer variant at 20, basically at 20K. Depending between inside and no chosen line, and no chosen line and the worst line. Damn, Buck. Not that anybody will ever be in that situation, but it does kind of show how extreme it can be. That is a lot. Oh God. My whole life is a lie. My whole life is a lie. Hey Darren, good to see you. Sorry. Thanks for coming by again. We are sciencing the heck out of Zwift physics today. Because I was bored. Yeah. So Geek, that is a very good point. What I've seen is that the organization of trying to keep a pace line while also keeping draft for a TTT, I could see that being a bit, I don't know, a bit tough to do, except by some of the most dialed teams. Like, you'd have to be so dialed. It's one of those things that could exponentially ruin your race, or potentially save you a significant amount of time. I think Brian Kellison and some of the community tried that out kind of one time. where they took all of it. They just basically slammed their riders every single time, left or right. So I don't know if it was beneficial, but dude, they were having to yell at each other. Sorry, get over. No, you're not in the drop. Just, it was seemed like a real challenge to organize it. But ITT, dude, literal pay to win for ITTs, if that's what you ride on Zwift. Heckin' science, bros. Yeah. So 19.5 steering disconnected, 19 perfect line or best line possible, and 20 kilometer, a full kilometer difference between the best and the worst line at basically 20K. 5%, that's pretty significant, which means 2.5% between basically no steering and steering. I don't know. What do you think? It's 2.5%. Yeah. Oh, Beer Bear. Interesting choice in variance. But is 2.5% significant? I guess it really depends on how far you're going at that point. The longer the route, potentially the more significant. Do you think it's a lot? To me, that sounds like a lot, because I mean, 5% is really, I think, that would be the golden mark for like, this is insane. But 2.5 is still pretty significant. Yeah, Bren gets it. Imagine on PRL full, yeah, it might not have the same amount of squiggliness that this does, but even if it's 4%, like, that is a lot of time. This is the math that you deal with as doing any ultra events. Like when I did Unbound, like to save 3 or 5 watts, literally could save me 5 to 10 minutes. And like, I don't know about you all, but getting off of an ultra ride 10 minutes early, haha, yes please. Yeah, exactly, Buck. So I don't know if you can directly equate power variance to distance variance, but dude, even if you can't, I think by itself, standalone, 2.5 is nuts. 2.5% is nuts. It is but kind of. Like, I feel like this South Coast road isn't exceptionally curvy. It has a lot of turns, but one of the reasons I thought this route would be good is because it had a mix of kind of both. Yeah, you go on Tempest, you are not gonna see this. There's no way. But it kind of brings into question, like, steering now becomes like a proper strategy relative to the course. Probably more so in some situations than bike choice. So yeah, I wanted to try to find a route that kind of amplified the effect, but then also had an element of this is just kind of the average route. I don't know. If anyone has any suggestions, we can try other routes. I mean, I think that's another great, would be another great set of data points, is comparing like the curviest route to some of the straightest routes. No, we can't. Nope. Nope. That's impossible. Or get inside. So that's one of the reasons why I was really interested to take a data point right as we left the Titans Grove area. And we saw that. We had 0.3 variance for the first 10K, but only 0.2 variance for this part of the road, basically between the Sand Springs sign and the Pancake House. So you can definitely see it's less here. It is definitely less here. Coming up on it, guys. Will we see 0.7? Will we hit 0.7? Canopies and coastlines. And that does not mean go and find the climbiest routes. That doesn't mean go and, oh, let's try accelerate and elevate, or let's try radio rendezvous. You know what? Let's be very sure about this. You should do a virtual Everesting on the Alp. We want the purest science possible. That guy was just steering into my draft just as I cut the inside. That was pretty good. Poor guy. Whoa, that is a wide section of road right there. $27.6, guys. Guys. 27.6. It's gonna be 7/10. It's just under 7/10. Like within 10 meters. Look at that. 700 meters, nearly. Different. Yes, confirmation bias is the true science. Save a mile, dude. Almost a mile. Yep. Thank you, Geek. Whoa, okay. A good start to this, I think. A good start to this science. Yes. Okay. You know, here's another reason to do erg mode. For YouTube, I could do literally a side-by-side. I could legitimately do a side-by-side if I used erg mode and have them play back-to-back, and you could literally watch one rider move away. It's like 40 seconds. Oh my God. If you're a pro. It does. Well, half and half, Bullet. Would you say the South Coast is a... Oh, what the hell? Would you say that the South Coast route is exceptionally twisty? I tried to do like an even split. What we could do is Titans and Titans Grove plus Tempest. It's pretty straight. We could modify it though. Like we could make it a little more significant where half of the route is curvy. We take a data point at the end of that as a split, and then we go into like Tempest. Yeah, you do Titans. So you do Titans, take a number, the distance at the end, but instead of going down the South Coast, we could go down Tempest Fugit or Fuego, and just basically to try and see if it all equals out doing that. Fuck. Where were you? Were you over 27? You were probably what, 27.1, 27.2? How about just Tempest? Yeah, we should just do Tempest. Yeah. Well, that was one thing I was also looking at. I was like, Titans will really show the effect. The first time we did it on the Talmadrone, which is the little loop at the bottom of the grade. and it was massive there. But I think that's about as extreme of a situation as you can do. Seriously, just thought Zwift was dumber than this. Like 40 seconds for especially if you're a lighter rider without the raw speed, like that could be massive. That could help compensate for you being a lighter rider, steering all of the turns. Just so on a running track, the difference between the inside and outside is 54 meters. 400 versus 454. Yeah. But we can't, we wouldn't have the advantage of being able to start people at different marks, like on the track. Had to get your mini, how did it go? So this is what we found, Danish Watts. I saved, oh, there's, look at that stud muffin. We found there was about a 700 meter difference over this route. Over 10 kilometers, it was a 0.3. And then that last 17, we got another 28 point. Oh my God. Wow. Look at the difference, guys. Look at the difference. 27.2 versus 28.5. But again, this was a bit, yeah, this was a bit amplified due to Titans. But it's a great, I think this is a great place to start. But like, that's wild. Like, it's literally, look at Bucks right next, like right next there. There it is. See? 27.2 versus 28.5. That's pretty wild. That's why steering removes distance, it shows accuracy. Well, we have some more things to do in the future. Again, this is not conclusive. I mean, it's definitely leaning towards our what we thought. It's not pure. It doesn't tell the full story yet, though. We have to do more stuff. I do want to do this again at the same power. I think that's at the same power. I should have just done that. That was kind of a bad call on my part, because now I'll have to do it again if I want to do the YouTube video that I was hoping to get out of this. What I can do is I can change the speed so that the starting point and end point are the same. So one will be scaled. So one will be obviously sped up a little more. That could still be a video. I like the idea of seeing the riders separate relative to each other if they're both at the same in real time, you know. But yeah, 1.3K. That's wild. That's wild. Comparably. Thank you, Buck. That was awesome. But yeah, come to your own conclusions. But we definitely have some more studying to do. Thanks for putting up with my bogusness. Me looking at dumb stuff. Okay, who do we want to raid? Where shall we raid today? Freya, Venta, Holly, Zico, Hard Claws. Oh, the last Johnson's on. Maybe we should just go over there. So, yeah. What are you all still doing here? Get out of here. Go home. What are y'all still doing here? We've done it. The movie's over. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys over to the last Johnson. Guys, he's finishing up a race. And I know you guys like watching people die. Figuratively, not for real. Hey, right on. Perfect timing, beer. You didn't realize, but I did this stream just for you. All right, guys, if you don't know the last Johnson, he's
or was originally and is still, I believe, I haven't seen it in a while, he does a lot of music streams, both live shows as well as studio. But he is now a Zwift streamer because it's the coolest thing. So we're gonna send you guys over there. He's been around for a while now, and I just like to say he has been putting in the frickin' time. So let's go show some support, some love for those people in the community that are smashing it out. Anyway, thanks a lot. We'll try this again next week. Thank y'all for the raids as well, guys. Had a couple raids today.